Hey, welcome to Sexy is Timeless Talk. December is my favorite month. I love Christmas. I am Luisa Diaz, author of Sexy is Timeless and founder of Luisa Diaz Foundation, which is a celebration of kindness coming to you from Manhattan, New York. My special guest today is an actress, entrepreneur, founder of Vera Moore Cosmetics. Can't wait to talk to her. But now let me introduce to you my fabulous friends and co-hosts.
Hello, everybody. I'm Samantha Pasuto Drucker, your lifestyle genie, coming to you from sunny Hollywood Beach, Florida.
Hi, everyone. It's Delana Dixon, editor-in-chief of divagalsdaily.com, and I'm coming to you from Grovetown, Georgia.
Hi, Vera.
Hi. Hi, I'm Vera Moore, President and CEO of Vera Moore Cosmetics, and I'm coming from you from New York, New York.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you in this show.
Thank you.
Welcome. You ladies look fabulous. But before we start with our diva shot, ladies, I wanted to ask you, how was your Thanksgiving? Because I want to share with you that I cooked my first turkey ever.
Wow.
So it wasn't, I was intimidated by it, but my husband said that was the best turkey that he ever had.
Oh,
What a sweet husband.
So, what about you, ladies? What about you, Delena? What do you do?
Well, I'm down here in Georgia with my family, so I was very fortunate that I could spend the time with my family. We actually ate in separate rooms because we do live in separate houses. So we had one family in one room in mask, another family, in another room, and then we went outside and played tag. And of course, I know, Luisa, you made some cauliflower and cheese because I sent you the recipe.
I love it, Delena. I must tell you, I made this cauliflower and cheese. It was so delicious. I will never ever eat regular macaroni and cheese ever.
Oh,
I love the cauliflower and cheese. So good. What about you, Samantha?
I took a nap on the beach.
thank you.
I seriously ordered a salad from the local Thai place and just a salad and salmon and took a nap on the beach with a glass of Pinot Grigio. And it was like the best Thanksgiving ever. I decided to just opt out this year and it was fantastic.
What about you, Vera?
Well, I had a marvelous Thanksgiving with my family, my daughter Consuela and her husband, and my grandson. He was wonderful, wonderful. And Consuela cooked everything. Her husband is a fabulous cook. I just did nothing and was served. I loved it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wonderful. I love the holidays.
Yes.
But so Vera, we have so much to talk about it. First of all, I wanted to thank you for sending us your collection, your fall collection. I
you.
love it. And
Oh, thank you.
yes, Vera, and you know my favorite is love.
Yes.
Yes, and also I wanted to thank you because you are giving a percentage of this lipstick love to the Luisa Diaz Foundation. So,
Yes.
ladies who are watching us, please go to get a Vera More love lipstick, and
Yes.
a percentage is going to the Luisa Diaz Foundation. So, let's look fabulous with the purpose,
Yes.
right?
Love
What about you, Samantha? What is your favorite color?
Well, as I posted this week, I found some video footage from the archives,
Oh,
and
Lord.
you know that I love topaz
Oh,
lip gloss.
yes.
It's my fave, but I'm so intrigued, Vera, by this number 8, yet unnamed, that you sent us that I'm wearing right now underneath my topaz. And I think that you should call number 8 Sexy is Timeless.
Well, you know what? Actually, you ladies, I sent you right from the factory being made. It's called exclusivity. Inclusivity.
Oh, I love that. You know, Vera, one of the things I love about the lipstick is that each lipstick has a name: hope, love, faith. I love
Integrity.
it because
Yes.
it
Yes.
is when I do the empowerment fashion show with my event and with my foundation, and I have at the beginning all the ladies at the opening of the show they have a T-shirt that say love,
Mm.
say success worthy. So, and when I was reading about you, I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. So definitely we have to create Sex is Timeless.
Yeah.
Listen.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? I thought it was appropriate because of the times that we're in, that we have to recall love back.
Yes,
We have to recall it back to life. And I mean that sincerely. Because love makes the world go round. And we can
that's so,
love each other. You don't have to agree all the time, but you can still love each other. We can
that's,
agree to respect each other, have the integrity, and that gives you power. Love
that's
is power.
so true. So true. Kindness and love.
Yes,
We
yes.
cannot live without that kindness
No,
and love. What
no.
about you, Delena, darling? Which one is your favorite?
Well, you're going to tell me, Miss Vera, the name of number seven, and I have to say, I'm not a red lipstick wearer. I'm a neutral color girl, but this red is so perfect for my skin tone and looks fantastic on. So it's going somewhere very special.
Oh, great. We'll have to connect. Yes, yes.
So, Vera, darling, you were a soap opera star
Oh,
from another world, and you were well known as Linda Metcalf for 10 years.
yes.
You are a Tony Award winning and founder of Vera Moore Cosmetics for 41 years. You go, girl. So, when did you become an entrepreneur, like from an actress to an entrepreneur?
But now I have to make one correction. I didn't win the Tony Award. Melba Moore was the Tony Award winner, but I was in the Pearly Victorious for 4 years on Broadway with her.
Okay, okay,
To
okay. Well, you
clarify
were
that.
close. You were close.
Yeah,
We're rooting
very,
here for you.
very close, because I understand
Okay.
a little bit.
So,
When did I decide? Well, I had no idea I was going to be an entrepreneur. I was going to be in the theater. I love the theater. I grew up singing in the church, Sunday school, uh, church night, always singing for school. Who wants to sing? I'll do it. I'll do it. So I never had an idea that I was going to, be an entrepreneur. And I'll make the story real quick. I knew I had to work. I came from a large family. There were 5 brothers and 1 sister, my sister. And we were a poor family. We really were. My mother was a domestic worker. My father was a porter. My mother had a 3rd grade education. My father learned how to read from reading the Bible, but I knew I was always rich. They instilled that in us from early age. It had nothing to do with where you came from, who you are. We always had the mindset of you can do it. So when I graduated from high school, I went to work right away because I knew I had to help my mother. And I would go to auditions on my lunch hour. And I'd say to Mr. Greenberg, Mel, do you think I can go to an audition on my lunch hour? Because I worked at Wall Street. I'm fast forwarding this story. I know we only have 20 minutes. So he'd say, okay, on your lunch hour, you can go. So I'd go from Wall Street, those that know New York, up to Midtown to audition. And I put my clothes in a bag because I had to change my clothes. I was working for the law division, so you had to wear the suit, the blue suit. But when you went uptown, Midtown, you got to put on the stuff for the. So I did this for 5 years. You always have to have a plan. So one day I came back, and I used to eat my lunch on the train, by the way.
wow.
This stuff is not easy, entrepreneurship. So I used to eat my food on the train, and I got back, and I'd come back, and did you get it, Vera? No, I didn't get it. Back and forth. 5 years later, did you get it, Vera? Yes, I got it, Mel. Oh my God, thank you, God, Mel, I got it. He said, so what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to quit.
You're going to what?
I'm going to quit.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to leave. So he said, you're going to leave a federal government job, Vera, with your annual leave, your sick leave, your benefits, blah, 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 for summer stock, 6 weeks, and it was summer stock. I said, yes. That was my passion. It was my calling. So I did it. I let go of the trunk of the tree and went on the limb. I left a federal government job to go for a job for only 6 weeks, which is summer stock. But then it snowballed. Then I did Guy Lombardo, Jones Beach. I did 4 soap operas, Search for Mara, Edge for Night, etc. And for those that want to be in the theater, when I first did Edge of Night, I didn't have any lines. They're called extras. You just sit there,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. But I always thought I was a star no matter what. Even when I had an extra, I was into the part. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that also tells you no matter how small you start, it's all a mindset, how you feel about it. You don't feel like you're an extra, feel like you're a principal, and you act the part. So eventually I got a break. I was on Broadway with Melba Moore's Tony Award winning show. And then I traveled with Kathleen Battle, the opera singer for 2 years, Tremonisha, And then I did Teaspoon every 4 hours with Jackie Mason for a year on Broadway. Then I got my very first national television show, major contract. I was ecstatic. Oh my God. So a lot of auditioning back and forth. Nothing happens overnight. And that was another world. NBC Channel 4. And there was a void in the market for Black women and people of color. So that was the genesis of me going into cosmetics. Well, actually, I don't even say there was a void. We weren't on the radar. Black women were not on the radar, and people.
So, and that was, do you think that was the motivation because there were not so many the right color for you at that time, and you took the decision, the leadership, and say, I want to create my own line.
Yeah, well, not only that, yes, it wasn't always about the makeup and the color, yes, but I always believed in diversity. I always believed in inclusion. I always believed in leveling the playing field for us. So it wasn't about the power and the paint and the lipstick and the color, and it was, but my priority was empowerment.
Yes.
For Black women, and I focus on Black women and women of color, but I'm focused on the Black one because, we range from white to blue-black to sable, and there was nothing for us. A Black woman, let's say like a Viola Davis now, or Whoopi Goldberg, or Lupita from Panther, they were totally ignored. They were just, and then that lowered some women's self-esteem. Oh, your lips are too big, or your butt's too big, or your nose is too wide. Now everybody's sticking, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So I was dealing with that. But my heart was always about leveling the playing field, closing that gender disparities. I was always like that. So
I love the message because we women supposed empower others.
Exactly.
But when you become an entrepreneur, because I know being an entrepreneur is not an easy work, and I know that you go and speak to so many women. What do you want women to understand if they're going to become an entrepreneur that they must have to be a business owner?
I think even before you know you need certain methodologies, you have to do your due diligence, but you have to have the mindset that you belong there. If you don't, I don't care. You can be educated, have a PhD, but you can still have low self-esteem.
That's right.
You have to know that you belong at that table, Louisa. You have to know that, and I always felt that way. I always felt, when I used to, my mom said, you can do it, Vera, don't worry. If you want to leave the federal government job, do your due diligence. We'll support you. That's the beginning of acceptance that I belong here. Then after you know that you belong there, then okay, you don't have risk. Oh my Lord, all of us, we have risk. There's challenges. I mortgaged my home I integrated Green Acres Mall. Green Acres Mall is a very prestigious mall in Long Island. First Black tenant in the history of Green Acres Mall. Took me 3 years. They haven't never had a little Black girl coming up to that table saying, I want to be in that mall. I'm telling you like it is. But I lived in a neighborhood. I lived in Laurelton, middle-class neighborhood. I shopped there. So I said, I belong there. You got to have that mindset.
You need to have that mindset. You need to believe in yourself. And that's one of the key. And Elena, my darling, I know that you have some questions for Vera. Yeah, confidence. And I speak about confidence in my book, Sexy is Timeless.
Oh, I got to get
Number 1 chapter.
Yeah.
Ms. Vera, looking at your makeup made me think of a story. When I was in high school, I did a school musical, and they were going to put makeup on me, and the lady was looking at the makeup she had, and she was like, I could see in her face, she was like, this isn't going to work. And finally, one of my other teachers yelled, stop! We have special makeup for you. And it's always a challenge for women of color to find that right palette, that perfect foundation. So what are the secrets to create colors that look great on dark and black and brown skin?
Well, first of all, you said musical. Are you a singer? Are you?
I did sing when I was in high school. I can murder some karaoke, but that's...
She can sing, Vera.
Well, you know what? I think the most important thing is that you have to deal with your undertones, whether you're warm or cool. Because sometimes, now we're going to speak very candidly here, right? Let's say a woman of a darker hue. They'll say, oh, she's dark. I'll just use that. Or a darker hue. Give her chocolate. I'm hypothetically. Well, you don't need chocolate. You're already chocolate. No. I've got to break it down to you so you know what I'm talking about.
I love it.
You need a highlighter. It's just like our hair. We have black hair, but we illuminize it. We give it hennas. We highlight it, right, to bring it out. So I think people don't understand when you go to someone that doesn't know that those beautiful undertones have to be highlighted and bring it. You can, I mean, a pitch black woman, and I go back to that because that's where the disparity was for so many darker women. They felt, oh, do you have a color for me? That's what they used to say to me. Yes, I have a color for you. I specifically made this color for you. You know, they have to know that there's certain things to bring out your undertones. Like you can compliment a black skin with a little red. Doesn't mean she's going to be red, but she needs that lift because she may be flat. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult to explain this. Or you can have a pitch black woman that she's not flat. She has a beautiful glow, and then she doesn't need it. So I think you have to really know the skin type. You have to really care enough to want to know the skin type. And I don't think there's an issue anymore because
Yes.
there is diversity. There is
Oh,
diversity. Yes. And I'm very happy about that.
totally. And Samantha, darling, I know you have some questions.
Yes. So, Vera, I know that you do a lot of public speaking and you speak a lot about being the master of your own destiny. And I wanted to know if you could explain a little bit more about that to us and tell us when you realized that you were the master of your own destiny.
Well, I guess I've been putting that through this whole conversation about the mindset. And I got that foundation came from my mom and my dad. Because we were never made to feel that, you know, I mean, even at one point we were on welfare. You know, I found that later as I grew up, but I never knew that. I never knew that we were poor. You know, if I remember the day when, this is very important, where people bring cookies and we couldn't afford to do cookies. So my mother made the cookies. She's domestic work, you know, black women, domestic work, they know how to do everything. So she made little cookies and made and I brought them to school. The teacher, oh my God, Vera, these are such lovely cookies. Now they weren't the butter cookies from the store, but everybody loved my mother's cookies. So that's the mindset. You have to believe in yourself. Do not be intimidated because Roosevelt said, Eleanor, intimidation is only by consent.
Mm.
You have to allow it. Okay.
Yeah, intimidation is about insecurity. Yeah.
Yeah. So when did I know that I always knew it? But when it really came to fruition, I think when I auditioned my biggest challenge was getting into Green Acres Mall because they'd never had a black tenant in the history of the mall. It was very difficult. I really had to know who I was. It was very hard. And it took 3 years to get in there. So, and I used to say to myself constantly, I didn't know if it took 3 years because they didn't want me in there or it really took 3 years. Didn't matter. I didn't entertain that. Be ready to step into that door. Be ready to go through that window. You think you're never going to have challenges? Forget it. Entrepreneurship is not like a cold. You cannot catch it.
Yes. You got many, many, many challenges being an entrepreneur.
Yes. Risks, challenges, rewards, vertical roller coaster. Yeah, you have to love it.
But that's what makes you success, and that's what makes you a strong backbone, and that's what builds you the confidence. So, ladies, we have almost done. So, Dilena or Samantha, you have another question for Vera?
Yes, I want to ask you what is on this next chapter. Speaking of roller coasters, what is happening with this chapter for Vera and Vera Moore Cosmetics?
Well, for Vera Moore Cosmetics, Consuelo. Oh, thank you so much for introducing me to Louisa and your co-host. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
I love you for that. I have to acknowledge that. Well, for Vera Moore Cosmetics, we're opening up a spa. I don't know if you've gone to Instagram. Consuelo and I are doing a little boutique spa, so that we're very excited about that. But the pandemic is here, but nothing deters me. You have to pivot. Ladies, you still have to stay focused, stay positive, stay optimistic, and go for it. So the spa.
You go, girl.
For me, yeah. For me, I've been procrastinating about a book. So I think I'm gonna do that.
A book? Wonderful. Dilena, one more question and we are on.
The most important question, what do we need to get this holiday season from Vera Moore? What should be in our stockings?
Yes. What is going to be in our stocking?
Everybody should buy the lipstick Love so we can contribute to Louisa Diaz Foundation of Domestic Violence. Oh, you got that? Oh my God, yeah, that should be in your stocking.
Thank you so much. And also my line Sexy Style is a perfect stocking. Ladies, your makeup.
Okay. I love my makeup bags.
You have to get
one for my pens and one for my makeup because smart is sexy.
I love that. I need one of those. Yeah, I need one of those. Great.
I know. I will send you one, darling. And of course, we have to be sexy and kind of when we are drinking our hot cocoa this Christmas.
Oh, I love hot cocoa. It's so nice. Hot chocolate, wonderful.
Yes, I love hot cocoa. So, Vera, darling, before we go, what do you find sexy?
Well, male or female. You know what I find sexy? Laughter.
Oh.
Well, I'm
Personality.
sorry. What was it, darling?
I said male or female. What I find sexy is laughter.
Laughter.
Well,
Yes.
it's not about the other paradigm of what you're thinking. It's about laughter and being loving and kind and integrity. That warms my heart. You can just have a smile from somebody and say, "Oh my God, she's got the loveliest smile. Isn't she a wonderful person?" Or he. Laughter it gives you joy.
That's so true. And I talk about that in my book, Sexy Stanley. Laughter and
Oh,
kindness is one
oh
of
my
the
goodness.
assets that lie within you and make you more unique and more beautiful. So,
Yes.
lady, thank you so much. Thank you, Vera, for being with
Oh,
us. And
yeah.
thank you for the contribution that you are doing to the Luisa Diaz Foundation.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
ladies, being a business owner is a great journey that comes with great responsibilities. But be persistent and be persistent and tenacity. But most of all, believe in yourself. Okay? You are beautiful. You are worthy. Be kind to yourself and others. Besitos.